Did you know that there was a time when the whole world spoke one language? But suddenly, no one could understand each other? Let me tell you the story of the Tower of Babel. Welcome to Bible Stories and Tales, where we share inspiring stories from the Bible to grow your faith. Each story reveals powerful lessons about human nature, God's wisdom, and the importance of walking in obedience. Long ago, after the great flood in the days of Noah, people began to spread across the earth. At that time, everyone spoke the same language. They understood each other perfectly. As they traveled together, they came to a wide land called Shinar, and they decided to settle there. The people were skilled and determined. They learned how to make bricks and build strong structures. Soon they had an idea that would change everything. They said to one another, "Let us build a great city for ourselves, and a tower that reaches up to the heavens." They wanted to make a name for themselves. They wanted to be known, admired, and remembered. But deep down, their plan was not about honoring God, it was about elevating themselves. The people began to work together with great unity. Day after day, they built the tower higher and higher. Their strong teamwork was strong. Their vision was clear. But their hearts were filled with pride. Instead of spreading across the earth as God had instructed, they chose to stay in one place and rely on their own power. They believed they didn't need God. The tower became a symbol of human pride, a declaration that they could reach heaven on their own terms. But nothing escapes God's sight. He saw what they were building. He saw their intentions. And he knew that if they continued this way, nothing would stop them from drifting further away from him. So God decided to intervene. He said, "If they are one people speaking the same language, nothing they plan will be impossible for them." Then God did something unexpected. He confused their language. Suddenly, the people could no longer understand each other. One worker gave instructions, but the other heard something completely different. Confusion spread everywhere. Arguments began. Work stopped. The unity they once had was gone. The great tower they were building could no longer continue. Because of this, the people were forced to separate. They spread out across the earth just as God had originally intended. Different languages formed. Different nations were born. And the place where the tower stood was called Babel, because there, God confused the language of the whole world. What seemed like disruption was actually God's way of restoring order. He reminded humanity that true greatness does not come from pride or self-glory, but from obedience to Him. This story teaches us that pride can lead us away from God. When we rely only on ourselves, we risk losing direction. But when we follow God's will, He leads us in the right path. It also reminds us that unity is powerful, but it must be guided by the right purpose. True success comes when we honor God, not when we try to replace Him. If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe for more Bible stories. Share this message with someone who needs a reminder about humility and purpose. And always remember, God's plans are higher than ours. God bless you.